Hello everyone, I hope we are all doing great today. I welcome us back to Rita's Fashion TV today. Thank you so much for staying with us. If today is your first time of dropping by, you're so very welcome. I promise you it will be worth your time. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always staying with us. Today in this tutorial, we're going to be learning how to make these ruffles on this baby dress. So let's go there. So to make these ruffles, I've already sewn down my baby dress. I'll be dropping a tutorial on the measurements I use for this baby dress in my next video. But for today, our focus is on how to use this organza to make the ruffles that we attach on this baby dress. So before we cut our organza, the first thing that we are going to be doing is to measure where we're going to be attaching these ruffles. So my ruffles is going to be going on this part of the dress. So I will take up my tape and I'm going to measure it to know how many inches that I have on that part, because this will help me to know how many yards and lengths of organza that I'm going to be cutting. So I'm measuring the what I have there now. So follow me. So in this part, I have 37.5 inches on this part. So this is what I'm going to be using to cut my organza. So I will make sure I have like times 10 of this 37 inches on this organza. And this organza is a 4 years organza, 4 or 5 years organza thereabout. So I'll be using it to cut the ruffles. So I will show us how to cut those ruffles. But before I cut the ruffles, I will measure here how many inches I even want the ruffles to be. That means the length of the ruffles. I want the ruffles to be like 15 inches after joining it on this body. So I will lay it on this. So I want it to be 5 inches. So this 5 inches is what I'll be using to cut my organza. So here is my organza. I'm going to be folding it into two this way, like this. So when I fold it, I will have 15 inches because how many lengths I want this organza to be at the end of the day is 5 inches. So I want to have times 3 of that length, so it can help to form my ruffles and gathers the way I want it to be. So I'll be measuring 16 inches. The additional 1 inch is for sewing allowance. So when I join it, I'll turn it out, so I'll have my 15 inches. So I'll be taking my 16 inches all the way to the length of the organza that I want. So when I take it all the way, I'll cut it out, join it, and come and show us. So here, I've already cut the length that I want for my organza, and I've already sewn and torn it out, as you can see. And I've equally ironed it down, so it can give me what I want to work with. So this is the full length of my organza. You can see that it's very long. So this is as long as what I want to use for my clothes. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to mark the inches, how many inches apart I want my ruffles to be. So on this edge, I'm going to be marking 1 inch. That's the beginning of the ruffles. So from that 1 inch, I'm going to be marking 6 inches because I want my ruffles to length to be 3 inches at the end of the day when I gather it. When I get there, you understand what I mean. So just follow me slowly, you will understand very well. So I'm marking my 6 inches. I'll mark it up and I will mark it down, and then I'm going to connect it with my ruler. So I will mark this 6 inches all the way down to the full length that I have in this organza. So it's like my chalk is not showing well. Let me mark it out with my biro. I hope you'll be able to see it very well, because I can't find my marker and I don't want to use marker so that it will not show. So can you see the biro? I hope you can see the lines. So I'll be taking this 6 inches all the way till I finish up all the length that I have in this organza. So guys, please, if you're here to subscribe to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscription button. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also turn your notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload new videos. Thank you. So like I said, I'll be taking this 6 inches. So that's what I'm marking out. 6 inches spacing. That's what I want to have on this organza. So that's what I'm marking out. So I'll mark it till I get to the full length of this organza. So I'll finish it up. I'll come and show us. So here I've done marking the 6 inches. Can you see it? If you look well, you can see my biro markings on the organza. So I'm done marking it to the full length that I have on this organza. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is I'll take it to my sewing machine. So have you seen it's my 6 inches that I have? It's my 6 inches that I have all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way to the left length that I have in this organza fabric. 6 inches spacing. So you can increase yours. It's not a must that it must be 6 inches. You can use as much as 10 inches. You can use as much as 8 inches spacing. Depends on how full and how the length that you want to have at the end of the day. But because this is a baby dress, I decided to make use of 6 inches so that I can have 3 inches length at the end of the day. So this is my organza. I've run my gathers as I was telling us. I've run the gather stitches on all those lines that I marked. On those 6 inches line that I marked, I've run my organza stitches on them. So the next thing now is to go ahead and drag it to gather back to 5 inches. Remember, I told us it's 5 inches that I want the length to be at the end of the day. So I'm going to be gathering it to 5 inches back. All these stitches that I've run, all these gather stitches I've run, I'm going to be gathering all of them back to 5 inches because that's what I want to work with at the end of the day. So as I'm gathering, I'm measuring to be sure that I have my 5 inches. And once I have my 5 inches, I'll go ahead and tie it and tie these stitches, because if I don't tie it, it will lose back. I'll explain what I mean. And you see, I did not tie the first one. You see that it will lose back. So I'm using it to explain to us what I mean by tying. So watch on this second one. You see that I'm going to be tying the stitches, tying the ropes at the end of the material so that it will not lose. If you don't do this, please don't forget it. It's very important. If you don't tie your ropes after you have measured your 5 inches, the clothes will loosen back and you will not have the 5 inches that you want. So if you look very well, that's what I'm doing. I'm tying it. I'm tying it this to make sure I secure it to that length that I want, 5 inches, so that it doesn't expand back. So I'll tie this end. I'll go to this other end. I will check it again to be sure it's 5 inches, and then I'll tie it. So see this first one, I did not tie it. Can you see that it's losing back? So that's what I mean by tying. So it's very important you tie your ropes after you have gathered and you've gotten your 5 inches that you want. Please, it's very important so that you're not going to end up doing double work or unnecessary work at the end of the day. So once you tie it, it will hold your gathers in place. It will not shift again and increase to more than 5 inches. So guys, I hope you are following me. It's very simple. It's a very straightforward tutorial. So just follow me gradually. You understand, very simple. So I'll go ahead now and finish gathering the other ones that I have, all the other ones that I run. So here guys, I'm done gathering them to the full length that I have, and I tied all of them. You can see that none is moving. So the next thing now is to take it to our already sewn gown and attach it. So I'm going to be showing us how to. So I'm measuring back to be sure it's my 5 inches that is there. So I have my 5 inches. So the next thing is to attach it on the clothes. So this is our clothes. Before we go ahead to attach on this clothes, we are going to be doing some markings as well. You can see how neat my clothes is. So but that's not what we are doing today. This tutorial is solely on the ruffles that we have on the upper part. If you want me to do a tutorial on this simple baby dress, leave a comment on the comment section. So this is our ruffles. So I'm going to be showing us how we are going to be attaching it. So the first thing we are going to be doing on this dress now is to mark exactly the way we marked our organza before we run our gather stitches. That's what we're going to be doing. So because this cloth is going to be having zip, so I'm going to leave my zipper allowance. It's out of my marking, so I'll mark it. That's the mark of the zipper allowance. So I'm going to mark how many inches spacing I want to have on the cloth in order to lay my organza ruffles on it. So the inches I use for this particular dress is 1.5 inches. So that's what I use for this baby dress. So I've removed my zipper allowance. So I'll now go ahead and mark 1.5 inches. I'll mark it, or I'll mark it down to the where I want it to. And remember, our organza is 5 inches long, so I'm using 4.5 inches on my markings because I want the tip of the organza to come up on the upper part of the dress, following this line that I have on this cloth. So I'm going to be marking this 1.5 inches exactly the way I marked my 16 inches on the organza, all the way to the other side of the zipper allowance where we are going to be attaching this ruffle. So I'll continue this 1 inches until I get to this other side of the zipper side. So I'll do that and come and show up. So if you look at this dress carefully, you will notice my markings that I've done my 1.5 inches marking all the way to the other side of the zipper. So if you measure, you see that it's 1.5. So I've done it. You can see my markings very well to the other side of the zipper of the dress. So the next thing now is to go ahead and attach our ruffles. You can see it exactly what I want. That's why I'm cross-checking. So guys, let's go ahead to attach this our ruffles. So to attach these ruffles, this beginning part, I'm going to be laying my ruffles this way. I will not lay it this way because I want to conceal this rough edges. So I'm going to be placing it this way. Watch carefully so that you understand. So I'm going to be placing it this way, using my hand to form little pleatings so that this part can gather back because I did not run gather stitch on it. So I will now go ahead and sew it down so that when I turn it this way, it have concealed our bad end is inside, and we'll have a good finishing on that part. So after I've sewn that first one, I will now go ahead and lay these other ones exactly on the lines that I've marked. The line that I have on the organza, each one will be going on the lines that I have on the dress. I'll take it to sewing machine, so I'll explain to us what I mean very well. So here is me on the sewing machine. I'm going to be laying this one this way. Watch carefully. I turned it the other way to lay, just like I've shown us on the table. So I'll go ahead now and sew it down. This sewing allowance that I left. So I will sew it down. As I'm going, I'm gathering it back with my hand because I did not run gather stitch on this end part. So I'll be using my hand to pleat and gather it so that it will not exceed the 5 inches that we're working with, remember. So that's what I'll be doing here. So forming those little pleats to gather it back to 5 inches. So just watch carefully. It's very simple. You will understand it. So guys, I hope you are enjoying this tutorial so far. Please don't forget to like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Comment and share with your friends. And please don't forget to subscribe if you are yet to subscribe to this channel. And turn on the notification bell as well so that you get notified when next I upload a new video. Thank you. So you can see that I'm forming little pleats with my hand as I'm going. So that I'll gather it back to 5 inches that we want the length to be so that it will not exceed it. So that's what I'm making sure here. So I'll finish it up and then I'll show us the front so that you see how neat that part will be. If you don't sew it this way, that means you have your rough edges showing on the outer part of the cloth, which will not appear very neat. It will not give your work a neat look. So but this way, all the bad edges that we don't want to see. So can you see how neat this side is? So I've concealed that part. So I'll now go ahead and start laying all these ones on that lines that I marked, that 1.5 inches line that I marked on the clothes. That's how I'm going to be laying this on it. So I'll continue laying it till I get to almost to the finishing parts, and I'll also show us how to sew that last one, so that will also conceal the rough edges. So let's keep watching. Please guys, remember the lines that I created on the ruffles, which I gathered, is the line I'll be laying exactly on each row as I draw on my clothes. Remember, on my clothes I have 1.5 inches spaces, whereas my ruffles I use 6 inches, if you can remember. So this will help my ruffles to form and puff up at the end of the day. So just keep on watching, you surely get what I'm doing here. It's very simple. So your work here is to make sure that it doesn't exceed the length that you want, which is 5 inches, even though that you have tied it, but you still work on it to make sure it doesn't exceed. So once I'm done with this one, I'll cut my rope and I'll pick the next row and I'll match it with the next roll that I have on my clothes, and I'll continue sewing. Please guys, don't forget to like this video, because that will show me that you guys are enjoying the work that we are doing on this channel. Thank you so much. So as I explained, I'll put it exactly on the next line that I'm seeing on the clothes. So that's why I'll continue till I get to the end of this gown. I'll attach my zipper and then I'll come and show you guys the finished work. But before that, this is the end part that I talked about. When you are getting to the end, and you count, maybe you have like 3 or 4 more rows to go, you leave those ones and go and sew the last one, because if you sew those ones, it will be difficult for you to sew this last one and turn the rough edges inside. So you put the last one like this and sew exactly the way we sewed the first one, so that the rough edges will be inside. If you finish your sewing until you get to the last one, that's the only one remaining, it will be hard for you to turn it this way and sew. So that's why you will leave like 3 rows before the last one, and then you go ahead and sew the last one. That's what I'm doing here, before you now come back to those 3 rows. In this way, it will be easy for you to sew this last one exactly the way we sewed the first one, and conceal your rough edges inside. So watch carefully, that's what I'm doing here. When I finish and I show you the ones remaining, I hope you understand very well. So I'm done with this last one. I'll come and show us. So I'll cut off the whatever that is remaining, because I like making my ruffles to be excess. It's better I have excess than for it not to be enough for what I want. So I'll cut off the remaining ones. Then I will now come and sew those 2 or 3 that I left. So can you see it now? That's what I mean. So I will now come and sew these ones now down. I hope you understand it. So I'll finish it up, attach my zipper, and then I'll come and show us the final look of the dress. So can you see how neat this other side of the cloth is? So guys, this is the finished work. Isn't it so beautiful? You can as well make this on an adult dress. I know you must have seen it online on social media. So you can see how beautiful front and back it's. and how neat the finishing. The last one is because of the method we use in attaching it. So guys, please don't forget to like this video, comment and share with your friends. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscription button. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell as well so that you get notified each time I upload new video. Thank you so much and God bless. Till I see you once again in my next video, please do take care of yourself. Bye bye.